Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am so excited. I am here today with Garret Feliciano. Him and I were back in Maui together running our Enagic business. He is 6A in Enagic, and I'm just so excited to introduce him today. He is now joining us live from Florida, Boca Raton, Florida. And I'm just excited that you're here, Garret. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Honored to be here, and I excited to just have this conversation because we can talk about this all day. I know we can.
Absolutely. So if you don't mind, Garret, start us off and just share a little bit about your story and how long have you been with Enagic and yeah, just give
Sure.
us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been with Enagic for it's going to be 5 years in June of this year.
Amazing.
Before that, I worked in low ticket MLMs. I dabbled in a unnamed oils company for a little while. I used to have my own Amazon storefront.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
whole time before that, I had kind of a mixed career of hospitality and sales. I had my Series 6 and 63 licenses for financial planning. So that's things like annuities and life insurance. I've also sold timeshare. I've had my real estate license a couple different times.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been dabbling and trying to like put this puzzle together for a long time. But mainly, I worked in restaurants as a server, and I did that on Maui for almost 15 years. And then I would kind of break away for a little while and try something new. I wouldn't like it, and then I would come back to serving. I'll go try something else a couple years later, didn't like it, would come back to serving. But I just kind of knew that just looking at the people that were older than I am, like, and seeing their lifestyle, I just kind of forecasted, like, if that's my future, like, what am I doing here? And I need to figure
Yeah.
this out. So that kind of gave me the ammo that I needed to have an open mind, to try new things. And I actually found Enagic purely by like divine timing. I had lost my mom to cancer. And so I was, that kind of launched me into that journey of trying to like, I read the book, The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, and that kind of gave me a whole um, plethora of ideas to like break away from my job.
Right.
Because time is our most precious commodity, which I had just experienced. And I was like, okay, I'm not a weirdo for feeling like this. This guy wrote a whole book about this. So clearly I'm onto something and I should pursue this. And so I was traveling abroad surfing in Bali simply because this voice told me that I should go to Bali and that my future would be revealed to myself.
Wow.
And I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you that it's
Just
true.
got
And
chills.
I was working at timeshare. I was working at the Pink Pyramid on Maui. If you know where that is, if you're from Maui, you know where that is. It's called Kanapali Beach Club, and I was miserable. I was stuck in the sales office 6 hours, 6 days a week. Working 8 to 10 hours a day, just sitting in an office waiting for someone to come by so we could talk to them about vacationing. And I had already, tried and failed at a bunch of stuff. And I was like, this is the opposite of what I said I wanted. Like, I don't have any time freedom. I definitely don't have any location freedom. I'm definitely not financially free. So what am I doing here? And that's when this little voice was like, dude, you need to go to Bali. You need to go to Bali. You need to go to Bali. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I ignored it for like 4 months. I was like, whatever you say, weirdo, you know? And then literally month 5, I was like, fine, I'll go to Bali. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? I'm gonna go surf the waves of my life,
Yeah.
and then get a tan, and eat some good Balinese food, meet some cool people. And on the third day of being there, one of my friends who I hadn't spoken to in years saw one of my Instagram stories, and she was like, "Hey, are you in Bali?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, she knew I had tried that oil-based company before. She's like, "Hey, I'm looking at this company. Can you look at the compensation plan and tell me what you think?" And that's how I found Enagic. And so I
Oh
I
my
went
gosh.
and I started watching the video one night after a long day at the beach. And as I'm watching this video, I'm like, no expectations, just watching it. And as I'm watching, I'm like, wait, what? And like as the video continued, I was like, wait, whoa. And then I knew right then and there, like, this is why I have to come to Bali to find this, and the chain of events that led to that. And so, yeah, it took me about a year to launch my business from when I got started because, I had never done this before. I never dabbled in the social media space. I was kind of one of those people that just kind of like looked on social media, never really participated.
Right.
And, fast forward, 4 years of building, this is definitely where I'm planting my flag, and I'm stoked on
That's
everything that
amazing.
we've done. Yeah.
That's so amazing, Garrett. Congratulations for that, journey so far. And it seems like you've had so many experiences in just like trial and error almost, of like, okay, this is not working, this is working. And then it's like those baby steps that are leading you into the right direction, like you're saying, those little nudges. I'd be curious, what was like the biggest difference, or like the biggest like um golden little light bulb that went off in your head when you were watching that video, and compared to like all the other little opportunities that you were doing, and all the things that led you up to that moment of watching the compensation plan on the beach in Bali?
Two things immediately stood out to me. Number one, I was selling 19.99 baby products on Amazon, and my net profit from a single product sale was like $6. It was like 24%, 25%, I think, net profit. So in order to have a $10,000 month in my business, I calculated it. I literally would have to sell something like 1,600 products a month, but I
Insane.
only had 500 units to start. So
Right.
I wouldn't even have been able to do that in a month. I would have had to have more inventory made for me in China, which I wasn't stoked on. That
Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh.
care about the products. I was just trying to make money.
Yeah.
So that was really glaring, that I wouldn't have to carry inventory, and I could make thousands of $10,000 like way less time with way less effort, knowing that the process is the same whether you're selling something for 19.99 or if you're selling something for 9,099. Like it's the same process. So that was very glaring to me. And then I love water. Like I literally used to say to myself, why can't I have a career around the ocean, around water? I
Yeah.
always thought surfers that were pros were so lucky. I was like, you get to live your whole life around water. And so I guess I called it in, because now my life revolves around water. And I was like, wow, this is in full alignment. I lost my mom to cancer, and we don't have proof. We think that it was from one of the products that she was using in her home.
Oh
Hence
my,
why I was interested in the oils thing, because of the non-toxic dynamic of that whole message. And
that's
then
crazy.
once I saw that the machine got rid of all the chemicals in my house, I was like, tell me more.
Yeah.
And then I found out it was from Japan, and I had made sure to stop in Japan on my way to Bali on that same trip,
Uh-huh.
because I love Japan, and I love the culture. Growing up in Hawaii, you grow up with so many different cultures, but the main one I would say is Japanese,
Yeah.
and probably Filipino, but mainly Japanese for me. My Hanai brother, his wife is Japanese, so I just kind of grew up like that. And my mom used to be a service writer for a local island dealership, and she worked in a whole bunch of them throughout her life. And from a very young age, she used to tell me, whatever car you buy, make sure you buy a Japanese car, because they make the best stuff. Because she
Oh,
would deal with the problems of all the different types of cars, and she always said that they made the best stuff. So I had that ingrained in my head already.
yeah.
And so then I was like, wait, so I get to play with water. It's non-toxic. I get to make $10,000 months way easier. I don't have to carry inventory, and
Right?
it's made in Japan. Like, what is the catch? Like, what is the
OEM.
catch? Yeah,
Everything is made by the same company, like you were saying, and it's
yeah.
all right
So
there.
literally, yeah, it was one of the easiest decisions I ever made. I think it took like a week to decide, and then I just went all in, and I've been doing it ever since. And I'm in complete alignment with what we are doing and what we're creating. It's the best decision of my life for sure.
That's amazing, Garrett. It's
Yeah,
it's been so great to like just hear your story and connect with you back in Maui over the last few years. And obviously life has spread us across the
yes,
continental US. Like I said, Garrett's in Florida and now I'm in Michigan, but we are still just pursuing our business and our dreams, and really sharing the power and the beauty of this business and this water alongside each other still. And that's really what keeps us all going.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for this business, I wouldn't have had the courage to move to Florida on my own, like by myself. I would not have had that mindset and that energy. But after, the Lahaina fires, thankfully I have this business and I can still generate an income from anywhere in the world because
Yeah.
we've been putting in the time, we've been putting in the effort and the energy to create, the skills that we need so that we can kind of do this from anywhere. It's pretty incredible.
Right, right, right. No, and you have the security, to even think that
Exactly.
people could have either lost their jobs in any kind of natural disaster or even the pandemic, right? Or to have that comfort to be able to work from anywhere and to have the security to know that you have this business plan either in your back pocket wherever you are and whatever's going on in your life. And I know Garrett and I, before this call, we were just talking a little bit about both of our backgrounds. And for those of you who are watching, I am also I was in a lower ticket network marketing company before this. And we were just talking about how different business structures or online business structures in the different ranks, and you lose your rank actually in other business structures, and how that can be so detrimental to your income or your livelihood when something unpredicted comes up, right? And with Enagic's business model, it's literally a no-brainer. You don't derank, you're not losing your ability to earn an income, you're not having to carry all of this stock, and it's continuously growing no matter what's going on in your life. So that's truly the beauty of it. um
It's patented for a reason, right? Like
exactly.
it's special. It's the glitch in the matrix that allows us to
Japanese
win.
patented. Yeah. Like you're saying, it's everything that comes from Japan is just gold. And the blue zone, people that are living the longest are in the blue zones in the world. And the blue zone
Yes.
is a place of longevity and vitality, of health and well-being, and even financial well-being. And yeah, Garrett, I just have one other quick question for you, if you don't
Sure.
mind
Sure.
answering for me. Is
Yeah.
what kind of advice would you give to someone who's maybe like you were in, looking for an opportunity or looking into Enagic as their next big move for their life?
Sure. Yeah, just kind of touch on the blue zone thing that you said. One of the things that I always do with people that have shown interest and maybe like to push back and say, whatever they want to say because they're just not familiar or they don't have all the information is, I'll have them Google life expectancy by country.
Oh, interesting.
And if you pull up this year, 2024, you'll see that Japan ranks number 3. Japan is routinely in the top 5 year after year after year. If you look at the United States, we're somewhere like 46, 47, 50, somewhere around there. And
Yeah.
so one of the biggest things that I've started to do in my life that has kind of sped up the process for me of finding more alignment, more success, more joy in my life is I only take advice from people that have what I want. So if someone doesn't have what I want, their opinion really doesn't matter to me. And once I did that, I turned off the noise of everyone outside and their opinions.
I love that.
I started to find success really fast. So if you're going to take health advice from a company, look up the company. Where is it? What country is it in?
Yeah.
What kind of track record does that country have in that category? I can tell you with confidence that Japanese people, and specifically Okinawa, the blue zone that she's referring to, is one of I think 5 or 6 spots in the world where people
Yeah.
tend to live the longest. So I'm going to tend to take their advice on what's working for them, and I'll be curious about that. And then if I have some other question about a completely different topic, then I'll go find the best performing person in that category and I'll listen to them and take advice from them. I'm not going to take marriage advice from someone that's been divorced. I'm going to take advice from someone that has a happy family and is
Yeah.
building a beautiful life with their family. So I think we lose sight of that. And a lot of people like to say like, oh, it's an MLM, blah, blah, blah. In America or what country have you done an MLM or a network marketing company? Have you been a part of a Japanese network marketing company? Because those are like apples and, peas. It's like two totally
Two
different
totally
things,
different things.
like a different culture. It's a different mentality. No, no company I've ever worked for has told me that in their message that they value spiritual health, financial health, and physical health. Like that is the
Together.
definition of
Yeah.
altogether. Like no one talks like that. but people in Japan do, and they have a 500-year business plan because Japan actually has is the country with the most companies that are at least 100 years old. They have the most in the world because they're very long-term thinking, and they're extremely dedicated to their craft.
Yeah.
And we kind of make jokes and call it the samurai mentality. It really is that kind of an energy. They do one thing their whole life, and they do it like the best that they can do it.
Yeah.
And it shows in the products that they make. And that's why it's super easy to do this and to have integrity with what we talk about.
That's a great answer, Garret. You hit the nail on the head with that one. And it's true, like what you said. I mean, it's like our company Enagic it's not just like for the next 50 years in their business plan. It's a 500-year business model. I mean, I'm not going to be alive in 500 years, but my kids' will be. And that's really what the true meaning of creating legacy and wealth and impact for generations to come. This business is not just providing you for, food on the table for the near future. It's going to really impact your life and your legacy for the near and the far of your future and your lineage. And so
Yes.
I'm just so grateful that we have both found Enagic and have been able to connect near and far, Maui, Florida, Michigan, the whole 9 yards. We are living the dream. We truly are, because like we can just pick up and go wherever we want, and that's
Yeah,
the beauty of it.
it's the most amazing thing. It's brought so many incredible people into my life that I would have otherwise never met or known. So
Yeah,
I'm forever grateful for this company and for this business, because I would have probably never known you if it wasn't for
exactly.
this. So like I have friends in Australia, South Africa, like it's
Yep.
just Canada, Europe, like it's just growing and
Bali.
growing and growing. Bali. Yeah. And the level, the skills that we've acquired in such a short period of time, as someone who has had so many different certifications. I have
Yep.
my bachelor's degree. This has been the greatest ROI of anything that I've ever invested into, because of all the different facets and nuances to what we have to do. It's really gratifying work. I will say that.
I totally agree. And the beautiful part of our community in general is like we're always willing to connect and collaborate and help each other out.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times people can get in just different industries, you can get very catty or very like what's the word, competition like. And
Yeah.
in the end, it's like there's so much available for us all to be able to succeed and to thrive in this world. And Garret and I are not financially connected in this business by any means, but we share the same passions and dreams to be able to break free of those generational patterns and the broken matrix and the broken systems that we were raised to believe were the only way for us. And so of course I'm always willing to just share what's working, what's not working, and I want to see people and my friends. And it's just really invigorating to see that we're always just here to lend support and inspiration to each other, no matter what, really.
Yeah, we're gonna be the lighthouse.
Yep.
We'll shine the light here. You can come and you can leave, and you can come back and you can leave again, and you can come back, and Enagic will still be here. So
Exactly.
there's nothing like it.
Well, Garret, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. And aloha. Well, hopefully I'll see you in Florida here one of these days soon.
Yes, come visit me. Let's go. Let's go hang out and drink some hydrogen-rich water and talk about business.
Exactly. Well, cheers and have a great rest of your day, okay?
All right. Take